turned these walnut slabs into this beautiful table in my garage. And believe it or not, you can do it too. Being asked to build my first epoxy river table, I had serious doubts as to whether or not I could do it, so I decided to turn to the master himself, Cam at BlackTail Studios. I have seen most of his YouTube videos, and I knew that he had an epoxy river table workshop, so I decided to pay for it, sign up, and go through it to see if I could get the help I needed. So you'll have to watch to the end, and I'll let the successes or failures during every step of this build be a testament to how helpful or useless it was. These walnut slabs are 3 inches thick, very large, and very heavy. I fell in love with them immediately.
Wow.
So here's what you can expect from the BlackTail Studios Epoxy Workshop. When you get logged in, you'll see step-by-step instructional videos that are laid out in chapters detailing each of the individual steps of the epoxy table build. They're easy to watch, pause, rewind, and at the end of each of those chapters is a chat function where you can go in and ask questions, and Cam is pretty good about answering every one of those questions. The best way to get a picture of how these slabs will look in their final layout is to build a frame that has the inside dimensions the exact size of your tabletop. Then you can move the frame and the slabs around, locating them exactly how you like them, and then trace the outside of the frame to get your rough dimensions. So here's a free tip from me. If you can find a local cabinet manufacturer in your area, they have pallets of melamine shipped in for use in cabinet builds. And every one of those pallets usually has a waste board on top and bottom of that pallet, and most times they will just give those away if you ask for them. So in the epoxy workshop, Cam goes into very detailed instructions on how to caulk and prevent leaks of the epoxy during the pour. But if you happen to have any leaks, he also provides instructions on how to stop those leaks fairly easily. And spoiler alert, this worked because I had no leaks. By the way, I will put a link down in the description to all the products used during this build. Once your form is ready, you can now trim down the slabs to fit. Because these are 3 inches thick, I had to use my jigsaw with a long blade because my skill saw wasn't large enough. But this worked, as it's only the rough dimensions for now. Now on to the most controversial stage of the table build. Do you seal the slabs or not? I've heard it all, but obviously BlackTail suggests sealing the slabs because that's what I am doing. It worked for me, and one cool feature you can see from this shot that one of the slabs I'm working with came from the tip top of the tree. See how it comes to a point? When mixing the epoxy, it is very important that you follow the directions. This product is too expensive to screw up. Alright, we're pouring. Now one thing about living in southeast Georgia during the summer is it's guaranteed to be hot. And at the time of this build, it was consistently in the upper 90s. I was able to ask Cam a question about this. So the answer was to move my table into the dining room, much to the chagrin of my wife. While the epoxy cures, let's talk about this video sponsor, Woodworkers Guild of America. Like many of you, I turned to the internet to get project ideas, learn techniques, and increase my woodworking skills. And that is where I found Woodworkers Guild of America. You learn directly from experts that provide very helpful step-by-step instructional woodworking content that makes learning easy. Woodworkers Guild of America is an online community of knowledgeable, like-minded woodworkers where woodworking is more than a hobby, it's a lifestyle. It's a place to connect with other woodworkers that feel the same way as you do, from beginning woodworkers to master craftsmen. You can watch on your own time and take your learning anywhere with downloadable videos and plans. You are also able to ask questions and engage other woodworkers for ideas and share suggestions. The first 1,000 subscribers of my channel that click the link in the video description will get a full year of the premium membership to Woodworkers Guild of America for only $1.49. Click the link below to become a member today, and let's learn together. Now I had to remove an extra inch of material because of the original thickness of the slabs. This created a pretty rough surface and created a little bit of dust. I found a local plywood manufacturer that has a wide belt finish sander, and they were willing to run my table through to remove most of the grooves left by my rough hand planing. I can't thank Greenline enough for saving me hours and hours of sanding. And all that was simply left was hours of sanding. No! A slab of this size can tend to curl as the wood adjusts and moves for moisture, so it's good to put in some C-channel. I found a great source for some linked below. Now, writing a channel for these channels was a new process for me, but BlackTail helped me through it. And here's an additional tip for you. When you start to add finish, don't seal one side of the table and leave the other side unfinished, even for a day. This will definitely increase the chance that your tabletop will bow. While you're working on the bottom, make sure to go ahead and lay out the center of the table base. This process always befuddles me for some reason. There are many edge profiles to choose from, but I went with a 45-degree chamfer along the bottom edge with an 1/8 inch roundover on top. Be sure to clean the top before applying any finish using a clean microfiber towel, and please don't drop it. If you've made it this far into the video, you must enjoy this kind of content, so I would invite you to go to my channel and subscribe, as I do try to produce this kind of content. If you have any questions about the epoxy workshop or want more detailed information, I'll be glad to answer any questions you add in the comments. As you will see, I used a buffer to spread the finish, and this thing was definitely worth it due to the size of the table. I didn't film it, but I did finish this table with the BlackTail Studio N3 Nano Finish, and boy was it worth it. Now the verdict is in. I have to say that if I can build this thing in my garage / dining room, anyone can do it. I absolutely love the outcome, and I couldn't have done it without the help from Cam and his BlackTail Epoxy Workshop. Be sure to check it out, and I'll put a link in the description. Also, thanks to Woodworkers Guild of America for sponsoring this video. See you on the next project.